Oh, man. I think I'm smelling your fart and Alex's bug spray at the same time.
It's a good day for you.
Good morning.
Oh, yeah.
I guarantee you thought of that before you did it.
I didn't.
That was premeditated.
No, that was not. That's why it was not
planned.
good.
Welcome to the Backyard Hang.
Hey, what's up, dude? Andy.
Well, You know we're on the Backyard Hang because you just heard the
A
new
theme
intro
song.
song.
Yeah,
That's
Theme
the new
song.
intro song. Thank you, Songaria.
Our boy Songaria. Follow him. Find him on Instagram. He's making some bangers. That is just one of them.
He made another one that's great too.
Yeah.
I mean, the reason it took so long to get it is because we were deciding which one we liked better and we couldn't.
Good.
They're both great.
You're going to hear the other one soon, but that
Maybe
one's
drop it in right now.
Well, I can't. I mean, Eric has got to do that. He's in bed.
No,
I
you
believe.
got it. Just put it in right now.
Look,
Hold on a second. Wait. How was that?
I'd love to have
You
the
liked
ability
it?
to
No, you
do
gotta-
that.
Wait, hold on. Drop it in right now.
There it is.
Then we take a pause and we go, pretty great,
Pretty
right?
cool. Yeah. groovy.
Man.
But that's a funky track. I love it. He just totally unsolicited, no notes, just gave us that. And it
No
was,
notes.
Great. If you need yourself a theme song, find Songaria, and he'll make you one.
Also, hey, if you just want to make content for our podcast, send it to us. I guess we play it.
Yeah.
If it's
If
good,
we like
It's
it,
good.
yeah, if we
That's
like it.
Songaria. What Songaria has done is set the bar
Yeah.
at banger. So you got to get to banger status, and then we'll get you on the pod. Only bangers. That might be the new name of the pod. Only bangers.
Oh.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a different crowd than you're going for.
Oh, only bangers.
I think it might help on the algorithm, honestly.
I think it would.
Only
The algorithm would
bangers.
eat up
I
the
think
bangers.
We'll shoot straight to the top of the charts,
Is
baby.
Bang Bus still going around,
It's
or does that
got
get
all
put out by
bangers.
Megabus?
It's got to be going around. I bet they got a better bus now. I bet it's like a Sprinter van. Done it up like one of those van life vans. I bet it's sick. I bet it's
Oh,
really
yeah.
sick.
None of those. Here, I'll say it here. All of those guys
Yeah.
seemed like douchebags.
Sure.
The bang
Where
Bus
it's
guys?
like, you know what? Where's the cool Bang Bus guys that seem like they're, I would say grateful for these
Yeah.
women that are there with them. There's also women in the Bang Bus that are, I think, part of the, maybe driving it and picking out gals and stuff. I just wish everybody were just nicer and kind of like a little more. Can you believe this is happening?
So you want to start the bangsedan.com?
Yeah.
It's like a nice.
I want the Bang van, but it has like the wood paneling on the side.
Oh, sure.
It's
yeah,
got the
yeah.
sticker of how many kids you have.
Reminds you of your dad.
Ted Lasso's driving it. It's all positive.
Yeah. It's a great vibe.
All right, so here's a personal topic. Here, I just found out you can do this on your phone. I need Andy. You got to pull out your phone.
Okay.
Wow.
All right.
What's this?
This is great. I just found this on the phone.
Okay. Because I also have a phone.
I got it.
Do you guys know what the legacy contact is?
the legacy.
Legacy contact. No.
No.
Uh-uh.
So choose someone you trust and add them as a legacy contact.
Oh, okay.
This person will be able to
Whoa.
access data stored in your account after your death.
Andy, this is big.
So here's what I do.
What a big responsibility.
Let me know when he does it, then we'll kill him.
Your legacy contact will need this key. So
Okay.
I think I push a button here. It's monitored my face.
Wow. Do you guys have to cut your hand with a knife after
Do you think
this
my
and
small
shake?
phone can handle this?
No. Too many big secrets on that, that phone.
Oh
It's
no!
gonna
I almost picked Andy Beningo. I haven't seen that guy in forever.
Well, he's a good guy. He's someone you could
He
trust
would
with
love
all your
it.
info when you die.
Do you think
What a
I go with
wild-
your number here?
What a wild thing to wake up to if you just got that. Someone you haven't
alerts.
spoken to.
Oh fuck!
I gotta make sure to put my phone on Do Not Disturb every night just
Yeah,
in case
yeah.
Tommy dies. Don't want to wake up too early.
Yeah, just a bunch of responsibilities.
Here's
now.
the thing. It's really doing it. I'm going to send you an access key, and this is amazing.
I mean, what is it?
Okay. I haven't heard of this.
So you have so it just sends Andy the access key. So when you're dead, Andy can hit in the access key like a passcode on the front.
I mean, that's for you guys to figure out.
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out right now.
Why the fuck do I need to know?
Well, because
Okay,
I
got some
couldn't-
alerts.
Care less.
you've hired us for a job and then not trained. You just sent us out onto the floor totally untrained.
Godspeed, my friend, and also us.
Huh?
First of all, you need to back the fuck off.
You said us. You brought me into this.
No. This
Huh?
is
Well, I got it.
Andy's.
You're out of your mind.
Andy,
if-
look. Also, listen here.
I got this. I just gotta
don't
figure out
let
how to
him-
turn it down. I don't know.
Hey, you're,
Don't. You're gonna reject it,
nah,
Alex. I've got some great news for you.
this is big.
I need you to call Ryan.
Oh wow! I'll put you in touch.
So here's the I'm finding out in real time. I just saw it on the thing before I came out. your phone, you die.
Uh-huh.
Andy, don't say any information of mine if it pops up.
I don't think I get any information until you die.
Just show the
Oh.
camera.
I don't even think I get the code until you die. It's just like, hey, you've been.
That's a
Wait.
bad system. What if he just takes
Oh
a
my God! So
long
you're
nap?
already my guy? How does this know when I
think
died?
it's just in.
I think you take a long nap. It goes, hey, you've been still for a
I'm
while.
sorry,
Yeah.
I just tapped
It's
your
like when
foot.
Netflix used to be like, you still watching? That's what happens with your phone.
You still alive?
yeah.
Andy, come look at his pictures.
Come check this out, dude.
So I guess you'll just be able to get into everything, and I think it'll be pretty obvious what you should delete.
To request access as a
And-
legacy
and
contact, you must have the access key that your loved one created
Right.
when they
Oh,
chose
loved
you as a
one, yeah.
legacy contact,
Wow.
and your loved one's death certificate.
Oh, you need the death certificate.
I think that's maybe if they don't pre-add you, because that's like to
Interesting.
become it. But if I already am it,
You know, I don't have that on me right now.
Well, we'll get it. We'll figure it out. We'll
Do you-
figure it out. Uh-huh.
Places that ask for death certificates.
Yeah.
I believe there was like a time, I don't know if it was a rumor or not, but like you call an airline and you're like, hey, I can't come, my mom died, and they'd be like, where's the death certificate? Have you heard stories like that?
I've never heard a story like that, but I've always been curious if you claim something like that, how far do you have to go to prove it?
Well, I'll tell you this. I tried to do some, and it wasn't, I'm not like lying.
Uh-huh.
It was just like, hey, my dad died. I had a trip. It's changed a bit.
Yep.
And they're just kind of like, well, you know, there's like a few day, there was like a couple day window out. Like they don't let you account for the domino effect that someone dying has.
Sure.
Where you're like, yeah, I know they died today and the trip's 2 weeks from now, but you kind of get where I'm coming from, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And they're like, you know, we feel like it'll be fine by then.
If you just want to come anyway.
I remember one time, I'm not going to say where, you guys can probably guess. I'll tell you off, but I'm not trying to dog a business. I was at a club.
Mm-hmm.
The show had started. I was out still at the bar. The manager starts going through the notebook of reservations that didn't.
Mm-hmm. Oh
come.
yeah, we all know who this is.
Okay.
Yeah, I've heard this.
So
Yeah,
he
yeah.
goes, he's calling people, and I just hear his side of the conversation, and he goes, yeah, show's at 8. You're supposed to be here at 8. It's 8:50. It's 8:10. Well, I don't know what that has to do with today. I mean, you made the reservation a week ago. Do you want to go back to? You want to come to the late show? Okay, fine. And he hangs up and he goes, their grandma died, but the funeral's not till tomorrow. I mean, what? And it just wasn't
get cheered up?
joking. Just legitimately, like, I don't know why they're not coming to this comedy show.
Is that
You think it was a real grandma death or just gut lie? The last second. Why is this guy calling me? Grandma's dead. I bet he feels bad for calling me.
Do you think grandma's death is like?
I think that's
Lower-
a go-to. Make the person that's trying to make you feel bad.
But don't you think you only do it in like different? I feel like if it's a comedy club, it's too low stakes. Like it's a place you would say my grandma died in a situation where you felt like you needed to explain. For a comedy club, if I'm sitting somewhere in a comedy club call and they're like, "Hey, you made a reservation," I'm like, "Yeah, I'm at home. I'm not coming."
You can't kill loved ones to get out of reservations. I feel like that's.
Do you guys have a rule against killing or making people sick who are alive?
It jinxes them. It's actually how I lost all 4 of my grandparents.
Oh my god, that is so sad.
I killed an ant to get out of a shift at Skyline once. I did.
You did?
I did.
How'd you do it?
I just said my aunt.
I
died.
killed an
can't
ant
come
to
in.
get out of eating Skyline once.
How dare you?
Nice.
I mean, it's not. It was quite.
Alex's
rude.
aunt died from eating Skyline.
That's none of this is true.
Can I
All
tell you
of it
this?
hurts my feelings.
I've never used it, but I've always had it in my back pocket. Grandpa died because they're already dead.
Already dead. God, that's good. Yeah, that's good.
And then I make the gun go around my finger and I put it in the holster.
Right in the holster. Shoot yourself in the foot. Now that club is that the same comedy club? We don't have to say it. You just have to confirm yes or no. That there's another story about manager calling someone. It's getting a little after showtime. He goes, we're a small business. It's really messed up that you would make a reservation. We would hold a seat for you and then you not come. I mean, we're trying to make our rent and make some money here. And as he's leaving this message, the couple comes into the comedy club and he has to hang up the phone. And that's just waiting for them.
I don't know about that one, but I do know I was there one day and I just hear like the volume of like, just this is my fucking business. So if I can start the show when I want, it's fucking this. And this, 3 or 4 people come out and they're just like stunned. And then behind them is like the birthday balloons of like 25. It's like plank plank. They're like hitting. He's still walking with his balloons, and I guess it was their birthday.
Yeah.
And it was this cat's birthday, and he's sitting there with his friends. And this club also notoriously started shows like bananas late.
Yeah.
Like a half hour was not unheard of.
Too late.
A half hour late from what you said at the start. And they started the show way late, and this cat's like, hey, we have, I think he said, hey, we have a dinner reservation after this. We were just wondering if the show's going to start soon. And then this person whose name I almost just said out loud lost their shit and is like, the show starts when we say it starts. But then just seeing these sad balloons, this kid's like so apologetic. I felt bad. But
the first show I ever did when I moved to Chicago, I came from, Midwest. I came from Cincinnati doing comedy.
Chicago's in the Midwest.
Well, I'm saying I came from a place primarily where I was doing comedy at a comedy club where they had start times and schedules. And so I was like, well, you got to get up there early for the show, and you got to be professional. And I get to the show a half hour early. At
a comedy club?
It's at a bookstore.
A bookstore.
I get there a half hour early. Everything in Chicago starts 45 minutes late. I'm there over an hour early. It's still just a bookstore. I thought I was in the wrong place. It's crazy.
What'd you do?
I just read. I just read. I just browsed, and then the producers of the show showed up, and then we all set up chairs together for the show that I was going to do. That's a big thing. Not at comedy clubs. Every independently run show never starts on time. It continues to be a big pet peeve of mine. Start it. Just start it.
Get these shows started on time.
Yeah,
we always start on time.
Mm-hmm.
This podcast,
we've never not started on time.
It always starts on time. I mean, the moment you press play, it starts.
Were you with me in Vegas? I don't know. I don't think you were. I was at a club in Vegas, and there's 4 people in the audience.
Sure.
And this he manages the club. He's definitely new, and he's trying very hard not to get in trouble, and he wants to be great at this job. And he comes up and he's like, I don't know, what do we do? And I was like, well, you go over there, you give those people free tickets to come back, because this is not a comedy show.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I don't know. I mean, what do you crowd work? Maybe we do like a half hour. I go, I'm telling you, what we would do tonight would ruin the like stand-up comedy for them. They would never want to go again. And then he's like, all right, I'll go. And it took him forever to be like, I'll just give him passes. Look, come back tomorrow. We'll do it tomorrow. And then another couple comes in like to the ticket, and he comes up and he goes, well, now what? And I go, it's 6 now. It's still not a show.
Yeah.
When he's like, we was like 30 minutes after it was supposed to start. We're still not doing it.
I'm a big believer in just cancel the show. Just don't do it.
Yeah, you got to cancel
just don't do it. Everyone involved will have a better time if we all just get to go do something else than what we had planned on doing.
It is a bummer, if 2 people got a sitter and a yada yada, and they try to come and it doesn't happen, but they would certainly be more bummed if a person just stood and talked to them. Everybody, and I know people now are like, well, maybe just talk to them, get to know them, and then it's like, well, then I'm bummed. I don't want to like ask 2 strangers a bunch of questions for 45 minutes to an hour.
I did a college in Connecticut to 2 college students, 2 kids in a cafeteria auditorium hybrid, a full 45 minutes of me sitting on the edge of the stage, no microphone, just trying to tell my jokes as casually as possible. It was the most uncomfortable thing. But they paid me money.
I think in that situation, I would be like, hey, I'm an adult. You want to ask me any questions about stuff?
I think we did talk a little bit.
I'll tell you guys stuff.
You want to know stuff, what life is like?
Yeah.
I'll tell you. It's bad.
You want me to teach you how to please a woman? What do you guys want to know?
I think it was a guy and a gal. I think they had just started dating. So we all kissed.
You know what I do too when it's small audience, they cancel. I usually go out and talk to them and offer them free merch.
Yeah,
that's a good move.
Just
that's a great move,
because maybe they were there because they were my fan, and they're bummed because they didn't, and I'm just like, yeah, this sucks, right?
Yeah. Let me ask you guys this. Here's my preloaded topic. Seems close enough to segue to it. When's the last time you bombed socially? A social bomb. Bombing socially, not on stage.
Is it a Guardians hat?
No, this is a Cincinnati Reds City Connect hat. Andy complimented it. He said it's very cool.
I said it's cool. Yeah, it's cool.
Red really pops. When you were inside going to the bathroom, Andy complimented my hat. So
we got two guys out here with new hats on.
I think Andy read a fucking page on a calendar today. Say something nice about your friend's hat.
Comedian Dave Waite, friend of the pod, says that Andy has beach brain and he likes too many things. So there is a chance that Andy's just floating too many compliments out citywide, and he's getting a reputation for it.
But I see a good friend wearing a new thing, I compliment it, unless I hate it.
And then you just don't say anything.
Great.
Don't say anything. You ain't got something nice to say. Don't say anything at all. Bombed socially. A social bomb. You're hanging out. You're funny people. You try and be funny socially.
Yeah, I got one.
And you bomb.
I got one. So I was giving out these stickers after a show for a while that had I used to do this joke about my ding dong looking like a yam, a sweet potato.
Yeah.
Because of this app I had taken a picture of.
There was an app. The bit on the pod?
There was an app. There's an app that you could take pictures of plants, and then it would tell you the kind of plant you just took a picture of. This app still exists. It's called Plant Snap.
Mm-hmm.
And so I took a picture of my penis and testicles and put it on the app, and it came back that it was like a 90% match for a sweet potato plant. Which, it's pretty fun, right?
Were you worried you were going to get in trouble? Like, are there places on the internet that you're not sending it directly to a person, but you can get in trouble for putting your dick in it?
I don't know if you're going to get in trouble.
I would imagine that hundreds, if not thousands of guys take pictures of their dick to see what kind of plant it looks like.
I think there's just some sweet old lady with a green thumb sitting at her desktop computer.
Another one?
Comes in. Come on.
Wait, this kind of looks like a yam.
All right. You know what? I'm going to email back.
Yeah, so I did this whole joke, and then part of the joke, I say the phrase yambulance. Yambulance. It's a portmanteau of yam and ambulance.
Uh-huh.
So I was giving away these stickers that had a drawing of a yambulance, and we have a cooler. Tori and I share a cooler. It's the first thing we bought as a couple. I put one of these yambulance stickers on it. First time I'm meeting her friends, she's nervous because she's like, it's like a joke about your penis. And I'm like, why are you nervous? I mean, if they ask me about it, I'm just going to tell them what it is. It's funny, and who cares? And
yeah.
So like maybe her most like prim and proper friend asks me, and I'm like, oh, it's a joke about my dick. And just no laugh, no follow-up question. Just a turn and a walk away. I would say
no.
That was my most recent social
That
bomb.
Was recent?
Well, it was a couple years ago now.
That's a tough bomb.
Maybe 3 years ago.
That is a tough bomb.
Dude, I know you. You've bombed socially more recently than that.
That's a tough bomb. The fact that it was worried about bombing before it bombed.
Did she know you were a comedian, or did she think you're just a guy who has a joke about his dick that he made stickers
I think she knew I was a comedian. I think she knew I was a comedian.
Yeah, that would be wild. Just a guy that went around.
Mm-hmm.
Guy that did that and was like, I'm going to make stickers about this. He's a skateboard enthusiast. What about you? Social bomb? Yeah, they're bombing socially at any ice cream.
I mean,
socials?
I'm not super social, but I think the first one that came to mind was I talked about in this podcast is when I went to social dinner with my wife. I was trying to decide on the amount of details there, but it was one of those ones.
I saw the wheel spinning,
but it was one of those ones where like bombed. Like I had one guy that was like my audience, like he was loving it.
Mm-hmm.
And then everyone else either it would be that like, like just kind of make noises when someone's or silence where they don't even know a joke happened.
Yeah.
And which is honestly, it was perceived if you're watching it and you know that you would say, oh, that guy's bombing.
Yeah.
But it is one of my favorite kinds of bits or situations like socially is when you're doing a bit or you're saying things to be funny and they don't know, even though you're bombing, there's something very enjoyable about that. It feels like you're sneaking. Like I felt like I was
You've learned
like
to love the bomb.
Oh, I feel
Mr.
smarter than everyone.
Subliminal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When I'm
for
doing
real.
jokes and people don't know that I'm joking,
You go, you fools.
Yeah, it feels so fun.
You idiots.
There was one time I was over in a social situation, and there was music playing on a television, and on the television, trivia about the band and the song were popping up, and we were just far enough away, I think, that it was hard for some people there to read. And I was just reading the trivia and presenting it as just stuff I knew about the songs. It went on for 2 hours before anyone was noticed that was what was happening.
How'd that play when they found out?
No, I think everybody laughed.
That's good. That's what
you got us. Before you say yours, can I just say this is a good time to, hey, we have a Patreon. If you want to hear the looser versions of the stories that are behind a paywall, we're not worried about people checking it out. Go ahead and get the Patreon. It comes out every Thursday. You get some bonus things.
We say all the names and locations.
I think not a bit. We do. We just are a little looser
behind the paywall. Yeah,
loosey goosey behind the paywall. I don't even know the names and the places of where I was, truthfully. I was at a this is how far removed I am from these people. It was my Maura, my fiance's, one of her best friends' aunt's house. So they're all from out of town. They live in California. We all end up at this house out in Santa Clarita. And I know one person, and it's like a grill out with their whole family. A grandparent is there. And at one point, Maura is inside with her friend, her friend's friend, and the aunt. And I come in, and Maura is reading a text on her phone, and she goes, "Oh, this is actually for you." And she has a very religious aunt. And not to dip into sad stuff, but there's some stuff going on in the Middle East, right? And so she reads the text to everyone. She goes, it's from her religious aunt. She goes, "Tell Alex that he's been on my mind a lot lately because I'm Jewish." And she goes, I'm praying for him and for his faith family. And that kind of sits there for a second. And I go, oh, that's very sweet. And then no one says anything. And then I go, "Tell her I do not accept." and Maura laughs, but no one else. And the aunt just goes, "Oh." And it was a hard bomb. A really, really hard bomb. And then I just had to go back outside and talk to the grandpa.
It's such a great topic. Social bombs. We should maybe recur because I feel like I'm going to think of stuff after we hang up here.
Oh, yeah.
And the other version of it's not social. It's like doing a bit where part of the bit is people not knowing you're doing a bit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
This is not a social bomb, but I was thinking where when my kids sneeze, most of the time, instead of the traditional "bless you," I go, "Stop it," or "Cut that out," and I do it. It's just full family bit. They do it to me. We all love it, but I did it out on a street one day. I was just like walking around, and she sneezed, and I was like, "Stop it!" And then definitely got like a look from a parent, and instantly, in the moment, I was like, "Oh no!" But like a second went by, and I was like, "Oh, I think that's the best part about this."
Oh yeah, the funniest part is that person going home and telling their wife, "You wouldn't believe this guy was yelling at his kid for sneezing in the street."
There definitely is a post on Nextdoor or Reddit, maybe both, about this incident for sure.
Do we get a top story?
You sent in a story. You sent in one.
Mm-hmm.
What you did? Top stories.
What you did is you
top
sent
story.
in a story. It's a top.
Did
story.
No one else?
Huh? Well, you sent in a story.
Did you check the Twitter?
No, you texted me about that, and then that's how infrequently I'm on Twitter right now. I still haven't checked it, but I will check it. I'm gonna check it. Look, I'm gonna check it.
I got the top story right here. You ready for it?
I don't even remember what it was.
Born ready.
Mosquitoes on a plane.
2 weeks premature.
Video shows
Oh!
insects swarm airplane, delay takeoff in Mexico.
This is maybe
On
the
topic.
worst thing I can imagine. This is like a top 5. This
Really?
feels like something that would be in a Saw movie.
To me,
or
the plane crashing is worse. Than
No,
mosquitoes.
Andy, can I tell you, honestly, it's neck and neck for me. This is like a true nightmare to just be trapped in a tube with a swarm of mosquitoes. No escape.
Well, I'll tell you this also the first line of the USA Today is the movie Snakes on a Plane dramatized perhaps the worst thing to encounter on a plane. I would say as part of our top story, which I believe I just got bit by a fucking mosquito as I was talking.
I heard
about
you
this.
talking shit. Huh?
Yeah. I think every time something happens on a plane,
Mm-hmm.
snakes on a plane is referenced.
If something, yeah, they're the on a plane thing.
Yeah.
They're coming next.
Remember shit on a plane a couple weeks ago?
Uh-huh. Yep.
These people saying snakes on a plane is the worst thing to encounter on a flight never sat by someone that took their shoes off.
Oh God.
People.
Oh God. What about someone touching the back of your headrest?
Ugh.
That's
What about someone's hair over the back of their headrest?
I've only
in
seen
your
that on the
video
internet.
screen?
Yeah,
I've never
It
seen that in real life.
It
That's a
happens.
rough
I'd cut it off, I think. I'd tug it for sure. I'd find a way to get it pinched in the screen.
Oh yeah.
I'd fuck with
In
it
that little lock.
because it's mine now.
Just
It's like to
braid it.
me, it's like it's like a magazine. Like if I want to rip it out and put gum in it,
This
it's
is
mine
in
now.
my area. I'll put
I'll
it
put
back.
gum in your hair.
Yeah. This will be my vomit bag.
The one thing that happens is, which is it gets like a dirty look. I give it like a. I got three stages. It's like the quick where they just notice your head. You know, when they're pushing the button on the screen.
Too hard.
It's like you got to know the fucking domino effect that's you're causing here.
Yep.
So I give it one just kind of glance,
Mm-hmm.
and then I give one where I kind of
really
hold it,
look. Yeah.
and then I say something.
What do you say?
I go, "Hey, could you just be a little lighter on the button pushing back there?"
Okay.
Some version of that.
Can I tell you, I don't know that I've ever felt the buttons through the screen or through the seat.
You've never. What do you mean feel the buttons? I'm feeling someone jamming their
that's what I
finger against
meant.
the back of the seat.
I think we can all agree what I tried to say didn't come out great, but I think we all knew what I meant. Never felt that. I do get kicked under the seat. That one bugs me.
Yeah, that's a weird
Is a
one.
kick under the seat. No spatial awareness.
That's
on
where I keep
flights
my life jacket.
is under the seat.
Yeah,
What do you think?
my flotation device.
Is there a thing?
Can we redo it and I change
you
the
wanna.
bit? I think it's better if it's flotation device.
Is there an insect, an animal worse than mosquitoes for you guys? Maybe bees. A swarm of
Spiders.
bees.
You
Spiders.
get the fuck out of here, shit talking bees.
Huh? A swarm of bees?
What are you talking about?
The
We
thing
need
about a
the
mosquito
bees.
is you swat it, and I don't swat a bee.
That's what I'm saying.
We need the bees.
I get that we need the bees, but I don't need them on my airplane swarming me like that.
A
Nicholas
swarm
Cage,
of
was it
bees?
Wicker
Are
Man?
we talking about like worst things on a plane or just worst
Candyman.
things in life?
Not Candyman. What's the
Face
Bees
Off.
are involved in Candyman.
But Nicolas Cage is covered in bees.
Face Off.
It's Face Off. He's in the.
It's not bees. It's John Travolta. You.
I'm always getting them confused. I think a bird just pooped on my ear. So. Is it spiders? Who said spiders? Spiders. Is
Spiders,
bad.
yeah. Rather.
Who
Why
said
does-
spiders?
I would rather
said
mosquitoes than
spiders.
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 like you're taking from the audience.
Spider. No, I just need a location.
Okay. Spiders on a plane.
All right.
All right, we'll see what we
Here
can
we
do
go.
here.
Yeah, spiders is bad. I'm just imagining them all coming down from.
I
the
mean,
ceiling.
the reality is, you put a bunch of anything on a plane, it's gonna suck. You put a bunch of people on a plane, it sucks.
Yeah, it's a bummer. That is true.
Mosquitoes, I will say, in general life, I don't know that I hate something more than mosquitoes. It's the only bug other than a cockroach, which I don't even like to talk about
Mm-hmm.
because I'd put that above mosquitoes, that I'll kill. I'm
On site.
killing them as much
It's
as
on site for you.
Yeah, I don't
cockroaches,
even.
huh?
I'm judge, jury, and executioner.
Well, the big ones are just minding their own business. Them little ones you got to worry
Did
about.
we ever figure out why we need mosquitoes? If we need mosquitoes, are they here just to eradicate
Well, to spread
humans?
diseases.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that really what they're here for? That's all they do, right?
I don't think they do anything. Like I think they are food for other animals in their food chains, but I don't. They're not pollinators. I don't think they are a predator of any other insect. I think they purely live and breathe to feast
Dude,
on our
we're
blood.
fucking
On our
genetically
blood.
modifying potatoes and pumpkins and all kinds of food. Can we make whatever bug eats mosquitoes something better than mosquitoes?
I think bats eat mosquitoes.
Bats eat mosquitoes, and
Yeah.
we're running out of bats.
Do we need the bats?
We need the bats because they eat the mosquitoes. Bats very
They
Wait a
inspire
second.
the
You
billionaires
cannot-
to become superheroes.
We need the bats, baby.
This is, I believe, what we're in a bit of a little bit of a scam here.
You ever
What's
see
that?
one of those bats that's like 3 feet tall? They got them at the Columbus Zoo. They were like wild.
Bats that
It's
are
like
real
3
big.
foot tall
What?
bats.
And more. So I was just googling the thing. The biggest bats have a 6 foot wingspan. That's the biggest bat.
But the thing
a
you
big
just
bat.
said
Huh?
is we need mosquitoes because the bats eat them. And the reason we need the bats is because they eat the mosquitoes. Seems like we could get rid of both of those things.
No, we need the bats. Bats.
But
are,
if we got rid of mosquitoes, we wouldn't need the bats.
well, you're trying to
Also,
kill
I
bats.
got no fucking bats back
You're
here.
coming. It's part of the problem. We need some bats. Get a load of this. Get a load of this stat. Is this we're doing a segment called Stat of the Day? Fact of the.
You know a weird thing I heard about bats? Delicious.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah.
Really?
I heard it delicious.
Just tastes great.
If you get a chance to try them, especially like from a farmer's market
Don't they
type
have-
place.
Don't they have rabies?
No.
Isn't bat guano a big plot point in Ace Ventura: Pet
Yeah.
Detective 2? Here we go. You ready for this fact? Did you know that bats make up 20 to 25% of all mammal species?
Wow.
How about that? How about that fact?
Wow.
That's not just bat. It's like every different species of bats. Percentage-wise, 20 to 25% of all mammal species. And
They
that
make up?
is fact of the...
I think I know the answer to this, but you don't mean that they like put makeup on.
No, they do.
25%
No, you
of
got
the-
you got
okay.
it exactly
All
right.
right.
You got it
Okay.
exactly
I
right.
feel like
You know those YouTube tutorials? They're doing
Yeah.
a lot of those. A lot of those are.
I just
made by
pictured a
bats.
bat with some blush on it and lipstick. It's a better looking bat.
Pretty funny.
The girl's Harper's birthday, she had a bunch of friends
Bats?
over and they did a makeover on me. And they put makeup
Oh.
on, and Harper, because I was like down, whatever, they're having fun. But Harper was like, don't make it look crazy, make it look good. And they're doing it, and all I feel is like something going here, and there's a thing there. There's dabbers, and they're legit doing it.
Mhm.
And then afterwards, I look better in makeup.
Yeah.
It's undeniable. They did a good job.
Wow. Hid the
I
wrinkles.
looked like I was. The best part was I went to take Everett to drums,
Uh-huh.
then bumped into a mom. I'm just like
You
talking
kept
to
the
mom.
makeup on?
I forgot about it because they did. I just went straight to drums. I come back, I look in the mirror, and hey, I will say this: the picture they took, I looked better.
Uh-huh.
I look better in a photo.
Yeah.
In a mirror, I look like I have makeup, and I mean, it really does look like I do drag and then didn't take my makeup off.
Or you came from set or something. I mean,
No. It's not. I'm telling you what it looked like. Unless the set was me playing a guy who does drag,
And what's wrong with that?
which I'm not saying it's
Did you have
wrong.
lipstick on?
I'm just saying, yes, I had
Eyeshadow?
like a light.
And
Everything
you
was.
thought it looked good.
I'll show you the picture if I can find it.
I'd love to see it.
But the thing is, they.
You're gonna get it when he dies. You don't need to see
yeah.
anything. You just wait, bud.
I'm not.
Get in line.
I think someone who does drag's probably like a cooler person. They got like a more fun life. I felt like I misrepresented myself in that way.
No, I don't.
Oh, what happened with this mosquito thing? Well, I'm looking for this.
Oh, I read the rest of the story where you guys were talking about it. Flight was delayed 2 hours. They sprayed bug spray in the plane.
I'm not getting back on.
Wait, and then the people just
mosquitoes
had
out,
to
yeah.
be on the plane with
That's
bug
maybe
spray?
worse.
Yeah, I think maybe they left. They put the bug spray, and then the people got back on.
That's maybe worse to me. Being
Yeah.
on a bug spray
Bug
smelling
spray
plane,
plane, sure.
for how long is that flight?
I mean, a plane's so small, they should have got like a really powerful vacuum.
Yeah.
Suck those mosquitoes
Suck
right
'em
up.
out.
Suck them up.
Get one of those little.
Suck 'em out.
Or just send one guy in there. You swat him.
Yeah, I would love that job. You put me in a suit and you give me a couple fly swatters.
You're just a mosquito swatter.
That would be pretty sick. Or one of those little salt guns. You ever see those salt guns for flies? Shoot them?
You're probably not supposed to be getting on planes
A
with.
salt gun?
Yeah, it's a little salt gun. It's a little gun shoots salt.
Oh, it shoots salt?
Yeah,
I thought it was an assault.
Well, it's,
Assault gun.
you know what that looks like is just a. It looks like an Instagram filter where it was like,
Yeah.
make me look a little bit like a girl.
Wait, which one's you?
Oh, not the. That's me.
You're the one on
I got the hat
left
on.
there? Oh,
Did you
okay. I
do-
see.
Is
Yeah.
that just a super white background, or did you
You
do
and
the thing
Harper
where you
look alike.
copied you guys out of the picture?
Harper did this, and she did the thing where she, what the fuck, where she took the thing out.
Oh, you tap the background out.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I never learned how to do that.
You know what you look
but
like?
Yeah,
You
looks
look-
good.
You look fierce, my man. You look
is that what you want to look like?
fierce. Yeah, you look Sasha.
You look ready
Fierce.
for a fun karaoke night.
I was at what are they? An Ulta? Is that a makeup store? Ulta.
It is.
I was at an Ulta with Moira just yesterday, and she's in there looking at all her girl stuff.
Mhm.
Such a
Tampons.
What do they got for the
tampons.
fellas at the Ulta?
They got jack shit for the fellas, Andy.
Oh,
Thank you for
man.
asking. So I'm just walking around trying to figure out the less weird place to stand, and then I like kind of plop down. I'm just on my phone. I realize I'm in the African American hair care section.
Uh-huh.
So I start looking around.
You're neither of those things.
I know. And so I start looking around, and I say they got these gummy bears that they're supposed to promote hair and nail growth.
Oh.
And I was like, I might fuck around and buy these gummy bears. I think I should be taking
good
them.
excuse to eat gummy bears.
Yeah. But the reason I didn't buy them is because they were like not soft. They like shook like a rattle.
Oh, yeah.
And weird color, like almost like a savory gummy bear. It was weird. like they were like opaque.
This
like,
one's steak. This one's chicken.
yeah, they were like opaque. They were.
This one's El Pastor.
You know what they were? They were like matte finish gummy bears.
Oh.
It did not look appetizing.
I'd try one.
I find when I'm eating healthier, my nails grow faster.
Is
You
that
notice
right?
that?
I don't know. I find when I drink more water, my nails grow a
I
little
know, but
faster.
I drink more water.
I don't drink a lot of
I
water
drink
because
a ton of water.
I already pee a bunch, and if I'm drinking more water,
It's-
I'm getting up in the middle of the night to pee.
Yeah, but I mean, I
a
feel like you need more water because you're peeing it all out. I don't pee all
maybe.
mine out.
You keep it where you keep it. You got like a spare.
You just hold it in.
Yeah, you never know when you're gonna need it.
You guys
Dicks in
ever
a
go to
knot.
a bar that has one of those peeing games in it? I can't believe they're more popular.
No.
No,
I've only
been.
ever seen
I'll
it
tell you
once.
this. I've been at some bars
You mean
where
that punching bag thing? You pee on?
No.
yeah, I've been at bars where Andy's been kicked out of, and he thinks this is a thing, but it's just not.
There's urinal
Hey,
game. You pee in it. You like put a quarter in it, and you pee in it, and then it tells you like stats of your pee, like what volume is coming out, how long it would take to fill a pool if you kept peeing at this rate. And they had one of these at this bar in Chicago my buddies and I would go to, and it was so fun. We probably came real close to hurting ourselves because you would store up your pee because you want to go and get a real good score.
Oh, so there's a score involved? Because before that,
Yeah.
you were not describing a game. You were just
No, it's a game.
describing
You get a score.
medical event.
You want to get the best stats.
Yeah, you.
I want one. I want one in my home.
Did you go to a urologist?
You could drink in this one. Yeah, I've never seen that. I would love to see it. I've been to a bunch of bars in Chicago where you just pee on ice in a
It's fun to
trough
pee. I love to pee on ice.
next to.
I
other
hate a
men.
trough. Trough.
Mhm. Trough.
I love trough because you can see
The pho,
other people's
right?
penises.
See, I'm worried about people like him.
Free looks. It's great. He's walking out the halls of Wrigley Field.
Did I tell
Oh,
you? I
God.
think I told this on the podcast when we went to the baseball game and the guy was just staring at me.
No.
Did I tell you about this on this thing?
No.
So we go to the Angels game. I can't believe I didn't tell you then, but as I'm saying it, I was like, I was with Everett, so I probably just didn't want to get into the whole situation. But I walk in, and they have the metal divider in the urinal,
Mm-hmm.
and the guy's arm is resting. His elbow is in
Yeah.
my side of it. So this guy's just
Casual.
resting like that, right?
Uh-huh.
So then I'm peeing. Over the course of the peeing, I'm like pretty fucking annoyed that this guy's arm is there.
Yeah.
Then he leaves, and I just, his presence is gone. And then I hear down the road, I just hear like a like a radio, and I just kind of look to see who has the radio on. So like you look straight, and you look down this way to find the radio, and then here's what you see. So I look to see where it came from, and I make eye contact with the guy who was already staring at me.
Yeah. Don't love it.
And didn't break.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
He was probably 10 urinals away, so I guess it's not as weird, but it's
Not
still
quite as
very weird.
invasive. Did he flash you a smile?
You think
Give
he
you a
was
wink?
recognizing you?
Yeah.
I mean,
He
you're,
just didn't. He didn't flinch when
you're
I
a
looked.
known man.
You guys ever peed next to anyone famous?
I have. I have. I think I've talked about it on here.
Who'd you pee next
recently peed next to Dirk Nowitzki.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the best days of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Your guy
stupid
loves looking
divider
at
there.
dicks.
Wish that would have been a trough.
I imagine he's tall enough that even if they got the dividers, he's over top of the dividers. I mean, that's wild.
You guys ever pee next to someone famous?
I don't think I've peed next to anyone famous.
I think I have.
I think the most famous person I peed next to was Todd Chrisley. Most famous person I peed next to. That's it. Who's your most famous pee? Yeah.
It's striking a memory because I think I said something.
To
and
them?
I'm not a talking when you pee guy.
He goes, isn't it wild that you're you and I'm me?
A lot of clubs, not a lot of clubs. The one I'm thinking of is I think the Ozarks, or
Deja Vu,
or the room they had in Ozarks, where the poster for the next comic would be over the urinal.
The room in the Ozarks, yeah.
A lot of comedy club posters over urinals.
Yep.
It just is a good place to advertise.
Just looking into your friend's eyes while you pee.
Yeah. Then at the end of the week, when there's 4 people there, they're like, I don't know, we put the poster above the urinal. What more could we do?
We've done all we can.
Is there any other way you could let people know?
We've exhausted our marketing budget.
But it feels like there's just one other thing you could have done.
We've advertised to the people who are already here and no one else. What more can we do?
You guys want to hear what I did on the weekend? I got a what would you do?
I've been fucking waiting for this, my man. What do you got? What?
I went to the movies on Saturday on Tommy's recommendation.
Wow.
Taylor Swift concert movie on Saturday. Did you guys go over the weekend?
I did.
It was great.
Go. Did not get the recommendation. Reevaluating a couple things.
You know that I would recommend that.
Yeah, but I also, that's not getting us out of the house.
Tommy, what was your?
Yeah, it's just not.
What was your viewing?
Here's the deal. I'll tell you this. On the rec, I get it. It doesn't get you out of the house. The pre-rec, but the post-rec, I don't even know what your felt.
I loved it.
Maybe one of the best concert films ever. Not doing a bit.
How many concert films have you seen?
A bunch.
I've seen one, I think.
I've seen a bunch, and they don't sometimes the problem is they do some things directing wise that take you out. It doesn't really make you feel like you're experiencing what would have been the live show.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other thing they do is not have enough coverage, and then you're kind of
gotta get coverage.
Going back and forth. This, I'm not sure. I don't even know. I'm sure reviews are out or whatever. One of the best, and it's an amazing show.
Sounds like the reviews are in.
You should go. I'm not doing a bit.
I'll run it up the ladder.
You'll
but
love
I'm telling you, it's not gonna get us out.
Run it up the ladder. I'm a pretty casual Taylor Swift fan. She's pop
You're a
star.
Folklore. What the fuck?
I'm
are you
a Folklore.
talking about?
No, I am a Folklore for sure. I mean, that's the album that I was like, oh man, I think I really like her.
You're hardcore.
But the rest of it, I don't. I know the songs from the radio, but I didn't seek them out and listen to them that often. And boy, I loved every second of that concert. And they must have had drone shots or something, because there's sometimes you have a seat where you're like, well, I have the best seat in the whole venue, and sometimes you're like, it's close-ups, like it's a movie. They must have had.
Well, I know what they had
flying around
because I was there and it wasn't drones.
What did they? How are they get these shots?
They had giant, is it a jib?
Yeah.
Huge
Crane.
that goes crane jib. That's what I'm saying. I didn't know if it was crane or a jib. Getting it goes up very high, comes down low, and gets in. But then on the stage, which isn't in the movie, is a guy with a Steadicam. 2 guys with a Steadicam.
Those guys
everywhere
were
she
edited
goes.
out.
But I don't know if they were edited out or if she only did Steadicam at a couple of shows and then used the wide shots of the one she didn't. But one of they used, probably pieces of every show at SoFi. Definitely used parts from the show I was at with Harper. And when it comes out on streaming, I'm going to watch it like a detective, because I think I saw Harper in the background of one of the shots, which she would love.
In my head, because I've seen that before in the concert films, even in a couple stand-up specials, where in my head I'm like, in my head I was like, they ran on a rehearsal. and that's where you're getting the close up. Like you're just rolling on a rehearsal, and so you've got
No, my
camera people
friend.
in the way.
Oh yeah, I think she had plenty of takes because they did 6 shows at SoFi.
Wow.
But I also, every time they cut to an audience member just like crying and losing their mind, Tori and I laughed real hard.
I will
does
say
seem
I've
fun.
never heard of a stand-up running on a rehearsal.
But I'm saying I wish I could remember. There was something I saw recently where the camera was so in their face.
The new thing is they have the guy fucking walk out on the stage with and be on the stage.
I know Louis did that in Hilarious. That was the first time I had seen it, but it just seems so. It feels like it would affect the live show so much.
It
If you're not
probably
going to use
does.
it for the whole thing, why
There's
not?
no way you're gonna roll on a rehearsal. It would just cost too much money.
If you got one camera guy right there, and
And also, it's like you're not doing the bit. You're doing it in front of 0 people.
well, you're saying the words. It's all editing.
Sure, yeah, timing's all different though if you're not
Yeah.
reacting to audience.
Did you
reacting
guys
to the joke.
dance the whole time, or
That's
at the
what
end?
I was asking because ours was we saw Saturday at 8, which I thought would be a
PM.
hot show, 8 p.m. But not one person stood up.
Ours.
People were singing and dancing and clapping in their chairs, but not one person.
Well, ours the whole show, people singing, dancing. Ours was raucous. I mean, I brought.
I
these
wanted that.
7, 10-year, 11-year-olds.
You brought 7 kids,
and they're screaming every word to all the songs.
Uh-huh.
Their hands are up. They're staying in their seats. But then at the end of the show, no spoilers, she says, "Do you guys have enough energy for one more song?" So we only got one more song.
Mhm.
And then some cats started standing up, and the next thing you know, the whole theater's up and dancing. The whole last song. It was great.
And how many people
sounds
went
very
and
fun.
grabbed a manager from the lobby because you broke a lot of rules? It sounds like
It was a blast.
broke almost every single rule there is to break.
it's like 2 hours and 45 minutes or something like that, and it flew by. It was great.
I'm already
Mhm.
dropping most of my Reese's Pieces just sitting there. You know what I mean? I can't be getting up.
You go and get up
Moving
till the
around.
very end. You don't have any Reese's Pieces left at the end of it.
You don't know. I parse them out. I
No,
wanna
that's
enjoy
terrible.
for the whole movie.
I'll tell you this: I go there. There's Taylor Swift souvenir buckets. I'm just seeing this fucking register number getting bigger and
Cha-ching,
bigger.
cha-ching.
Just
Oh, yeah.
boom, but boom.
Cha-ching,
They all
cha-ching.
come up with treats and then this and then that. And we've talked about this before. I think is the only thing I'm very much on. If I feel like you're fucking me, I'm okay to, in my mind, fucking you. Like, I think that like we're being gouged a bit at the register.
On the popcorn.
If we're talking about the ticket prices, whatever, it's too expensive. You're pricing people out. Then we get in there, and now the popcorn's this and that, and then there's also deals that are fucky. Like, I think I said this last time. It was like if you buy the meal deal separate, it's cheaper than just saying I want a number 1 or whatever. They're just fucking you at every turn. So a bit of an opportunist. These kids are like, I want a water, I need a water, and I'm like, we got to get just cups of water, and he was like, well, the waters are there, and they're just in front of the register in these little cabinets. So I go, yeah, I'll take a water. And then I bought 2 waters and then just walked over and handed them to every kid and everybody in the party 2 at a time. Because I was like, the guy's only going to see me with 2. So he has to be really paying attention to know that I've made 5 trips.
Yeah.
And he also has to know that I'm going to fight this to the end. So
Does he
he's
have
got
to
be
know that?
ready. He knows when he says it, like, hey, sir, if I go like, no, these are the first 2, he's either like, I got to give in here, or this is about to become a back and forth.
You got to charge for a cup of water?
No, the bottles of water. You buy the bottles of water, which are like $7, but you get them yourself. And we all know I'm a help myself type of guy when you get some yourself. And I just was like, you know what? I feel like I'm being very fucked here. So I'm just going to take some of these waters for these kids who need it.
Little Robin Hood man in jeans over here, taken from the movie theater, given to the kids. Well, Andy, I believe, if I heard correctly, that there was a "What would you do?" coming our way.
Yeah. Before I do it, it was so. I read a thing about it online too, that she was like the first person to make the deal with AMC. She didn't go through a studio, and so her deal is 50% of the profits, or
Man.
57% of the profits, something like that. Which I did a little math this morning. Came out to making $72 million over the weekend.
I'm worried about her. I don't know if she's going to be able to make ends meet this year. Tough year for
So
Taylor.
here's what happened to me. I'm in line at the concessions. I'm just getting a Coke Zero.
Yep.
And I'm in the AMC Stubbs Club line.
Yep.
You know, I'm in the express line. I pay a monthly fee.
TSA
for
pre-check
AMC.
of the movie theater.
Yeah. And there's 2 cashiers, and then there's a very long line at the regular line. And the cashiers are pointing to who's next, you know?
Yep.
There's not a separate line for the express thing. It's the same. And so one cashier later points at the regular line, then the other cashiering lady points at the regular line again, and a lady behind me in my express line says, "Are you in line?" And I was like, what do you think I'm doing here?
Did you say that?
I'm like, yes, I'm in line.
Yeah.
They called
They're not
these
picking
people.
me.
I don't know what their system is,
Yeah.
but maybe it's 2 from that line, 1 from this line. I don't know what it is. I'm next in this line. I'm within ropes. There's no way I'm not in line.
You're in line.
And she's behind you?
And she's behind. This lady's behind me. And then she goes, "Well, you didn't." And I go, They put that. And then someone leaves, and I'm waiting for them to say what line. And this lady pushes me.
Pushes you?
What?
Pushed me.
Like this? Like full arms
Me.
extension?
Full hand in my back. Pushed me.
Describe this lady without being...
You know exactly what this lady looks like.
Yep. Tommy and makeup.
A Karen?
No, it was a attractive blonde woman who I'm sure has never told no ever in her life.
Never waited in a line.
Never had someone turn around and retaliate to a push.
What
Anyway, I kicked the shit out of this lady. And then had the best time at the concert.
Yeah,
I pretended like I didn't feel it.
Yeah.
And then Tori and I talked about it later. I was like, "Did you see her push me?" And she goes, "Yeah, she fully pushed you." Yeah.
Did you get up there though?
Yeah. I mean, after she pushed me, I didn't go.
Yeah.
But then they're like, "You're next."
Oh, so you did. It wasn't like you stumbled up, then
No.
You stopped. Okay.
No.
I thought maybe it was like a baby bird. You got to, sometimes you got to fly.
So what would you guys do? Lady pushes you.
I got shoved out of a train in New York City one time. And I just got on the next train. So I think that's what I would do.
Who shoved you out of a train?
Some fucking teen. You just live in New York for
You
a
just
little
look
while.
back in the train and there's a whole group
Just
of them
to
laughing.
bully you?
It was a full train, and I was like, sometimes you have to most of living in New York is touching other people a lot of the time, and so I'm like on the train, and I'm like my back, it's me and the doors, and then I get pushed out of the train.
Were you on it at that stop, or had you just joined?
I just got on the train.
I would love it if he pushed you like a stop later.
Like one, they were like, yeah, this is
I
too many
can't
people on the
believe
train.
it. And so when he pushed you, the doors were closing, or did you have time to get back on?
I wasn't gonna get. I mean, I wasn't about to get in a fight with a teenager in New York City, so I just like, all right, I'll take the next train. I wasn't in a hurry.
I'd get back on that.
Well, sure, but I'm not. Yeah.
You don't guarantee a fight by getting back on the train. It's not going to be where you push me.
I mean, where else do you want me to go? It's a full train.
Get right back where you were.
Okay, I feel like I got to talk to somebody who has ridden a train. You actively avoid the trains in New York City.
I've been on the trains.
It's chaos down there, man.
I know, but if there was room for you before he pushed you, there's room for you to go back to that spot. I would go back.
The doors closed, and then we're just not going to talk about it? I mean,
I promise you, this is why you get pushed out of trains.
No, this is the problem with doing hypotheticals with you sometimes, is that you live in this fantasy world where your scenario is the only one. I got pushed out of a train by a teen, and I just took the next train.
You got pushed out of a train by a teen.
Andy got pushed by a woman. I got pushed by a teen. Tell us who you got pushed by.
That's the thing. People don't push me.
No. You've never been pushed in your life?
I've been pushed, and I got into a fight when I was in sophomore in high school.
How about I tell this story on the podcast about how I was in high school once, and I didn't even know how I ended up in a heated exchange with this kid, but I ended up in a heated exchange with this kid. And it's like my school is huge. There's 500 kids in each graduating class. And so end of the day, halls are packed. My friends are maybe 20 feet away, but between us is maybe 50 people. And so this kid ends up pushing me. And I'm just like it's him and all his friends and me. And so he pushes me and I go, push me one more time and see what happens. And I'm hoping that by this point, people have gathered around, that my friends are seeing what's happening and they're going to come. And so he pushes me one more time and I like fall back into everyone and my friends still aren't there. And I go, push me one more time and see what happens.
You ever heard the phrase setting a precedent?
Unfamiliar.
I think that's just what you did for your life. You're getting pushed out of trains.
One more time.
Push me one more time.
See what happens. And then the worst part was this kid Kyle, who I thought I was friends with. This kid Kyle, he walks by, and to the other kid, he goes, "Hit him," and then just kept on walking.
The kid that keeps on walking is also fun.
Yeah, this guy hates my guts.
The guy that pushed me in high school, I may have told the story before. He pushed me. He was a guy that was, I think, as an adult, he's a very nice guy, but I think at the time you may define him as a bully.
Mm-hmm.
And he shoved me. He shoved people. Just kind of like what he did. So he shoved me, and then I shoved him back, and then he punched me in the face.
Yep.
And then I just punched him right back in his face.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember at that point, after I punched him, like the look of surprise just from him.
Punched him back.
And I remember being surprised that surprise was the look. And it wasn't like anger or like we're fighting.
Do you think surprise is how soft your hands were?
It was a very surprise. I'm already doing the bit of I didn't do well in the fight. So I think going that direction,
I mean, it was pretty good.
It was just redundant. But then he punched me a lot.
Well, what do you do if you're Andy, though, and a woman pushes you at the movies? Next to your betrothed.
She had 2 kids with her also.
Oh.
Before you
fucks it up a
answer.
bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she has 2 kids with her.
Changes things.
My
Young girls.
instinctual thought, which is I generally go with my instincts,
Hit her
is
car with
wait till she orders and then like knock her stuff out of her hands. That was like as soon as you said it, I was like, I went through like when the combination on you're a scrambler, like it goes like 6, 7, 9, 5.
Yeah.
I was like trying to click in like what you could actually do to make everything right, and knocking all of her stuff out of her hands was the only thing.
Knock your stuff out of
You
her
got a
hands is
line
pretty
when
good.
you knock her stuff?
Do you do it on like it's clear that you did it, or you go oop, like you go oops, like you accident, like oops.
No.
You get one of those.
Just do it.
Do like a
Oops.
push me one more time?
Yeah, you tell her push me one more time.
I would just do it, and because to me, when I do something like that, a lot of times there's no need for like a now look at me.
Mhm.
It's just like I'm doing it because I want everything to be even,
Right.
and I think now we're even. So in my mind, I'm like, well, that's done. But a lot of the times, it's just beginning. It's kind of like the start for them.
Yeah.
So I get into those situations rarely, but when I do it, it's like pretty calming.
Do you know who's really skating in this scenario is Tori? I kind of feel like Tori should have beat
She
the
should
shit
have
out
fought
of
that
this.
lady.
Yeah,
Yeah, she should have fought
This
that
is the
lady.
classic.
Stepped up for you.
Someone does the bit of their girlfriend honks the horn in the drive-thru.
I don't know.
Do you know this?
No, but I kind of remember the joke of someone needing their female partner to fight for them.
Andy, let's
Like
play
this
out this
woman, I don't
scenario
know.
is that this woman pushes you. You don't even have time to turn around. Tori is just wailing on this lady. Just full on. It's a side of her you've never seen before.
Kids are crying.
Kids are crying. She's looking them in the eye while she beats the shit
she's
out
like,
of them.
I'm raising you now.
What do you do in that scenario? Are you just so shocked by just the primal nature of your true love, or are you aroused? Or I mean, what are you
I don't
doing?
think I'm
here?
aroused.
Yeah?
I don't know. I think it'd be real weird.
You think it'd be weird? Do
I
you
don't think
pull
I'd be
her
into
off?
I don't think I'd be into
I
it.
think it changes everything for you.
I think it would change everything if I found out she just had a hot will beat the shit out of people.
But someone who touches you,
Yeah.
if you talk to her afterwards and you realize it's like, oh, this isn't just a thing that's going to happen. It's just she only does that when another
If I've been
female
threatened.
You've been threatened,
touches you or pushes you. I think that's great.
You think it's great?
I think that'd be great.
I don't
How
know.
often are you going to get pushed and touched? Well, I mean, a lot now that you know this.
She pushed me. Get her.
Was she also going to
I'll
Taylor
be going
Swift?
home from the podcast. How was it? Alex and Tommy both pushed me.
I'll be back. Give me about an hour.
She had a great time with the Taylor. She had seen the live concert, and it was very cute because there were moments where just like the music overtook her, and she couldn't help herself but sing and dance. You know,
I was doing the
That's
singing, the
cute.
dancing.
man, it was fun.
I love that. Well, write in and let us know what you would do in this scenario.
Mhm.
Would you, beat the shit out of this lady like Andy did, or, get pushed off a train by a teen and just take the next one like me? Or
You know what the New Heights podcast?
Sure.
That I recommend on this podcast all the time.
Yep.
Spending a lot of time on this power couple.
The they have a segment. I don't remember what it is, but it was just reminding me. It's nice. They'll do like not just when people submit a time, like comments. They'll read the comments. I feel like in this scenario, this is something where we'll see comments about it, like the Cocoa Cinnamon Toast Crunch thing.
Cinnamon Toast
Yep.
Crunch.
And
Yeah.
Andy looked for it. Remember that? We were
Yeah.
like, "Oh, that's a
I
comment."
recall,
I
yeah.
think
Found
we
it
gotta
real
be. I
fast.
think we gotta be reading more comments. These
All
people are
right.
participating.
People are commenting.
Comment on the
We'll
thing.
read.
Message on the thing.
Engagement. Well, let's podcast. Andy, do you want to promote anything on our way out
Yes,
here?
Alex. This weekend we have shows together. Did you know that?
I was familiar with
This weekend we have shows. October 20th, the Walton Arts Center in Fayetteville, Arkansas, and October 21st, the Midwest Trust Center in Overland Park, Kansas. And then next month, I'm at Side Splitters in Tampa, November 9th through 11th. I'm
Love Side
at
Splitters.
and Alex, you're with me at the Tower Theater in Bend, Oregon
Yeah,
on
baby.
Why didn't you go to Side Splitters?
November
Huh?
17th.
I've
Didn't
been
ask
to
him.
Side Splitter. He didn't ask me.
Didn't ask him. Eugene, Oregon on the 15th. And also Summit City Comedy Club in Fort Wayne, Indiana, November 24th through the 26th.
It'd be
Boom.
it'd be a lot better if there was one place that people could find all these dates.
You can find all of them
Oh
at
my God.
andywoodhull.com and get tickets.
Do it.
soup.
Bye.